Okay, this photo is probably an over-exaggeration of how Peter looked in Spider-Noir. So is this one. But we can all see Peter clearly isn't in his peak shape, and wasn't really in shape when he got bit or the years after when he was active as the Spider. Simply put, this version of Peter is a bit chubs. But it isn't a knock on Nicolas Cage. If he was told to get into shape by Sony, he would be in shape. He has gone to extreme lengths for roles before, and despite his age, he would be more than capable of toning up, especially given the role he is playing. So why does Peter look like this? Let's start with how Peter gets his powers in the first place. The bite is coming from a spider that had been designed in a lab, one specifically engineered with enhanced DNA. So when someone like MCU Peter got bit, he got the full body upgrade. But this is no ordinary Peter. No, this one didn't get bit by a radioactive spider. He didn't even get bit by a spider at all. He got bit by whatever failed experiment this was. A human test subject that has been injected with spider DNA, and by the time it bit Peter, it was already an unstable mess. And part of the reason for that is when this is taking place. This is the early 1900s during wartime. They weren't worried about ethics or anything other than advancements in good old military science. So of course the government would experiment on DNA with no care for who they hurt or what they create. The genetic engineering required for a stable super spider didn't exist and won't really for another 60 or so years. So what Spider-Noir got was an early prototype. But did it make Peter fat? No, not really, because this version of Peter didn't only get bit by a dud Spider-Man thing, but one thing we haven't considered is that Peter is significantly older than traditional Peter is when he first gets his powers. As most of us know, Peter Parker gets bit by a spider either during high school or college. A teenager's body would respond vastly different than a full-grown adult to a mutation. Peter Parker essentially gets a full rebuild because there are already transformations taking place. Peter is still growing and adapting from coming of age, whereas adult Peter's body takes what it can handle, and that's about it. He gets the powers, just doesn't become jacked in the process. And if anything, it sort of makes more sense this way. You ever seen a really jacked spider? Nah, they don't really exist. If anything, spiders are super scrawny. They don't have much fat, but more on this later, and they typically aren't known for parkouring around town. What Peter got was traditional spider powers, wall crawling and organic webbing. The core abilities came through just fine. What never activated was the physical enhancements, the strength upgrade, the muscle mass, the metabolism rewrite, because it's not really embedded in Spider's DNA. Traditional Peter Parker does not get spider powers. He gets the fantasy version of spider powers, the version where for some reason they are good at bench pressing and doing flips. Whereas this Peter's powers are more scientifically accurate than any other Spider-Man in existence. He just doesn't look as good doing it. And it gets deeper too. Earlier, I mentioned spiders don't really carry much fat, but that's not entirely true. Spiders actually store a significant amount of fat in their bodies because they never really know when their next meal is coming. They sit and wait for food, sometimes for weeks, sometimes months. So when they do eat, their bodies hold on to everything it can, and it all goes to the same place, right in the stomach. Seems to me that Nicolas Cage wasn't miscast at all. He was just the most accurate Spider-Man they've ever made. Now, if you want to know why I've been referring to the Spider as Peter instead of Ben for the past 4 minutes, watch this video.